Hi, it's me, the person you are watching. We all had childhoods, I know I did, and as part of mine, I got to play on several generations of video game consoles, whether at a friend's house or summer camp. Summer camp was great, as we got to play Super Monkey Ball 2 on the camp GameCube, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 on the PS2, Donkey Konga, and I loved all of it. So much so that once summer was over, my parents got my brother and I our very own PS2, as well as something else. This thing to be exact, the V-Flash Home Entertainment System. I promptly ran upstairs, put this in the corner of the entertainment system, put the PS2 in front of it, and forgot about it while I was playing LEGO Star Wars. While I was collecting True Jedi, this thing was collecting dust. It didn't really get a chance to prove its worth, or show that it had any worth outside of existing. The Batgirl movie existed, look what happened to it. But who knows, maybe we were all wrong. Hey, maybe this was the best game system I had at the time. The best educational system I had for the time. A educational system I had for the time. To start, what the hell is this thing? Ooh! Pointless! The V-Flash is an educational system released in September 2006. It cost $100, which kept it cheaper than most of the consoles that generation, but it doesn't keep up with them in any other area. The console sold poorly, and as such, it only had about 10 games released for it, although some of these games are region exclusive. The games use standardized discs, but all of them are encased in plastic, with it being transparent in the front so you can actually see the disc. This was probably intended to prevent copying of the disc, but it also gives it a unique look that I actually like. On the back there's a spot where you can pull down some of the plastic and gain access to the disc directly. There isn't much else to this, aside from a sticker announcing what the game is, as well as the VTech logo molded into the plastic, as well as a few places for screws during the manufacturing process. Whoa, I hope he talks about the font next. Then, when you're ready, place the disc in, close the lid to the console, and you're ready to play. On the topic of design, let's talk about this thing. The V-Flash is a little gray box with 4 feet sticking out. On top, there's one big button used to access the disc once it's placed in. Since it's also a CD player, you also have the buttons on the side to control the volume, fast forward, stop, or play the CD. In the corner, there's also a reset button in case you just can't control the urge to ruin everything in one swift motion. On the side, there's a spot for a microphone, although I don't think any of the V-Flash games used a microphone. But if for some reason you did plug a microphone into this thing, you would be able to control the microphone volume here. There's also a spot to plug in headphones. On the back, there's a place for your AV cables, power source, and the bottom has a lengthy legal notice warning not to tamper with the console. On the front, there's an on and off button, a port for 2 controllers, a slot for a memory card, as well as the console's name written on it. If you take a closer look, there's kind of a cool shadow effect done with the paint blocking the light and casting a shadow of the console's logo. It has its quirks, no doubt, but it looks like a pretty standard video game console. The controller is a goddamn mess. At first, everything looks normal. The controller is divided into 2 main circles, one circle with a stick, and one with 4 buttons, a red square, yellow square with indentations, a green circle, and a blue square with indentations rotated 45 degrees. It has 4 buttons on the bottom, being your first 4 typical letters of the alphabet. It's got the Holy Trinity on top, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. The 3 Musketeers make sense to me, but I can't guess as to why we have 4 letters. Was this not enough buttons for you? Did you really need more? It also has shoulder buttons that are just awful. They're made of a hard plastic and they barely push in at all. In fact, they may just be the worst triggers I've ever seen on a video game controller. This is painful. It's gotta be one of the worst things you can do with this controller. Wait, If we flip the controller over, we'll notice two round indentations, the same linking legal notice as the console had, as well as a small switch that, when used, allows the buttons and analog stick to change sides. This whole middle part rises and is able to rotate and then slide back in. Now, not only do you have to use your right hand to control the stick, but the buttons have also changed places. The blue one that was once on bottom is now on top. Why on earth would you ever want this? But that gives it its own unique charm I haven't seen in a controller. Sure, no one in their right mind would play it like this, but it's kinda cool they give you the option. The button colors even match the SNES when played like this. I guess we won't know how it plays until we play a game like this, so let's try one of the first games released for the system, Cars: Life in the Fast Lane. Oh. Yeah, mine seems to be broken. Yeah, after all that talk, we don't even get to see what it plays like. It may not have been perfect at launch. Hell, mine's clearly not perfect now. But I'm perfectly okay with that. But that doesn't give it an excuse. It's still the third most useless thing I have on my shelf. Oh, make that second. It's dusting day.